My name is Naya, so proud of CryptoGeezy. I know he the best in Dallas, you feel me? Y'all better subscribe and tune in, you know.
Then walk off. That's all you gotta do. Let them see. Let them see what they. There we go.
Hey, it's Jen, formerly known as Royalty DFW. I just want to shout out to CryptoGeezy. Y'all subscribe, like, and follow his page.
Hey, it's your girl Anya Monique, and I'm here to tell you that you need to go and subscribe to CryptoGeezy.
That's my dog.
We the mob, just like Goodfellas. Open her like a dresser. Gave her back, I could've kept her. She said I make her wetter. She want a cup, but I won't let her. Play about my money, lead them boys on a stretcher. Money on my mind, I'm just trying to get my check up.
Yeah. CryptoGeezy in the building. You see my work, huh?
Yes, sir.
You see what's going on, huh?
I see what's going on.
Yeah, come a long way, man. Come a long way. Yeah, bro. For the people that don't know who you are, man, go and introduce yourself.
Man, well, you know, man, Mike, aka whatever y'all want to call me, Uptown Magnolia. Let's get it. It don't matter.
Sound about right. Sound about right. Let me go put this screen a little better, bro. I want the screen to be a little better. See, I got the stuff over here. You know, I got the iMac. I got the big iMac over here, man.
Okay,
You know
okay.
the Apple going on. You know, yeah, man. Let me go and get this screen right so they could, they could get a better look at us and see what we got going on. How you do this? Hold up.
What good is that?
I just left for me at the studio. Hold up. That ain't what I want. That's a nice look right there, though. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. There we go.
Excuse me. You better away from me.
So where you at right now, man? Why I don't want to be all in your business?
Oh man, we good, man. I'm giving me some of that wildflowers, man.
Yeah, man. Was hungry.
Yes.
Yeah. What you had got?
Sausage, egg, cheese, and grit bowl.
Got you some breakfast at 6:30.
Yeah, definitely.
When I only got you some breakfast at 6:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
Sound about right. So, man, for the people, they want to know how you was known as Gangster's right hand man. Terrence Gangster Williams, right hand man. Let's first go back to our history, bro. Where did me and you meet at?
All right, man. We first met in Mariana, Florida, in the drug program.
Okay. Okay, and that's where I met you at, and that's where you also met Terrence Gangster Williams there, right?
Yep.
And how was that meetup? How did y'all get so locked in? Because you was his dog, you was his fave.
Well, when he asked me where I'm from, I said I'm out that city. He had to hit me with a few questions, thinking I ain't know, but I knew. He was
What's
like,
one
"All
of the
right,"
questions? What's one of the questions?
about I want to say about the furniture store. And when he seen
Mhm.
I knew that, he was like, "Yeah, he definitely out that city." You know what I'm saying? And we just went from there, hanging out every day, walking the yard, walking the track, killing time, catching up on. He asked me what's going on in the city since he been gone a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I had to listen him up with everything been going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that also you somehow I think you wound up becoming his celly.
Yeah. He got me down there in the same unit with him. We became selling. You know what I'm saying? I was down there about a year and a half. Stuck it, you know what I'm saying? Till they sent me back, then they sent me back to Yazoo. I was mad. I didn't really want to go back.
Right. But after the Yazoo, you wind up how long did you do?
I did about about almost 10 years.
What was you in there for?
I was in there for awesome.
why, why you looked at me like that?
Burning the gas station down.
You wait, what gas? So you say you was in there for burning the gas station. Now you want to tell that story how that all came about? Or you
Well, we could. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping off that. We could.
okay?
I got a phone call one night. An individual asked me if I want to make some money. I was like, yes. So he was like, I'm gonna come pull up on you. He came pull up on me about an hour later, and he was like, man, an individual want a gas station, burn down, woo woo. He was like, oh, you bought that? I'm like, yeah, let's roll with it. You know what I'm saying? So I went there, went cross streets, got the Molotov cocktail. Wound up set the burnt the gas station on fire. Got shot in the process. It was just a wild adventure.
So you said you burnt the whole did the so with you burning the gas station now, did it blow up or did you how much of the gas station got burned down?
Half of a stove.
Okay. And you said you got shot in the process?
Yeah, I got shot in the leg.
Why you got shot? How was that? And the police shot you or what?
Now the clerk shot me when he locked me in the stove.
So how did you never got out the stove?
Yeah, I got out the stove. He hit the button so he can get out the stove, and that's how I wound up running out the stove. And when I ran, he wound up shooting at me again, but he missed. He was just wild gunfiring.
So why did he hit the button to get out the store? Because it was burning, right?
Yeah, because the stove was on fire.
Okay, so it made sense. All right, cool. So that's how you wind up doing 10 years on the arson.
Yeah,
Okay, and this is how you met Terrence Gangster Williams and Mariana.
yeah,
They shipped you got shipped back to where you say you went to Yazoo, right?
yeah. Zoo medium.
Okay, and then after how long before that, before you was released to society?
Okay, I got back to Yazoo about 2018, roughly like 19. That's when I got immediate release of May 10th.
Okay. Oh, why was it immediate release?
Because at first Austin was a crime of violence, and then 2 years after I was sentenced, they dropped it from a crime of violence. They dropped so it wasn't no longer a crime of violence. So therefore, the time they sentenced me to, they had to take off the points and enhancements. And when they took that off, they had to take the time off because I was already over my time.
Okay. All right. So you had got you didn't even know you was getting out. You just got out on a surprise.
Right.
So when you got out, was the first thing you do?
Called my partner, tweet. I said, man, I'm home, brother. He said, man, where you at? So I'm at the Greyhound. He said, man, what? He said, man, I'm about to come get you. He came and got me some clothes, got me right, got me a phone. You know what I'm saying? I was just chilling, eating, enjoying life.
Where did you wind up going at?
I left New Orleans and I went to Baton Rouge, got on my feet, got my own spot, and I just went from there.
Okay. Around this time, Terrence Gangster Williams was still in jail, right?
Right?
Okay. So what was going on with you? You said you had your own spot. You had a job. What you was doing? I'm trying to remember. If I'm not mistaken, I think you was security.
No, my first actual job was I got on at the Quality Inn Hotel working at the front desk.
Okay.
My homeboy wife, she was the general manager. She got me the job. While
How,
I'm losing that job, fell asleep on the job.
man, we can't do this. We can't do this on camera. Wait, you say you fell asleep on the job.
Yeah, I fell asleep working overnight on the job.
Got a little boring.
Yeah,
And just took a little nap.
yeah. A nap turned into a whole sleep.
Yeah, before they know it, they heard you at the front desk snoring.
No, ain't nobody at the front desk. I was the only one.
So how did they find out you were asleep?
Okay, so it's customers, they rung the bell a few times, and when they see me come out the back, rub my eyes, one unreported me. I don't know who, but I got reported, and it got back to the manager, and I was fired. I was fired the next day.
So when you say you came out there rubbing your eyes, you was that tired that you need to let them know that they woke you up. You wanted them to
Yeah,
know they fucked up a good dream.
yeah.
Sound about right. Sound about right. So after that job, what was next?
I went from that job, then I went to McDonald's.
Re-
I had to keep the money flowing because that rent was coming up.
Yeah. Okay. Then what? How did you lose that job?
Well, I ain't lose McDonald's. I quit McDonald's because I got a better job working at Ross's grocery store. So I
Okay.
put my 2 weeks notice in, and I went to that job. Now
All right.
Rouse's, I was at Rouse's for about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got fired from there. Me and the manager, we got into it.
Why y'all got into it?
It was she was on some racist stuff. That's how I felt. Cause she was white, and basically, if you wasn't kissing her butt, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't sucking up to her. She's like just basically, you know what I'm saying, gonna get rid of you on some crazy stuff. So
Okay.
I got I got fired from there. Then I started working at a car dealership doing detail work, washing cars.
Okay.
I had that down for about a good 4 months. But then after so long, I lost that job because they needed people with a driver license to drive the cars. And if you ain't got no license, they really ain't have no use for you. So I ain't had no license. So when they found out I had no license, they cut me loose.
Let me ask you something. The hotel job, how much that paid?
The hotel job at the pay at the time, I believe they was paying about 13, 14 an hour.
Okay. Then McDonald's came. How much that paid?
They were paying 12.
Okay. Then you said you went to the car. No, you went to Rouse's.
Yeah, Ross's.
How much that paid?
They were paying I want to say 13.
Okay. Then now you said a car wash.
Yeah. The
How
car
much that
was
paid?
they was giving 13 every week.
What, 13 what?
$13.
So wait, every week? What you mean?
Like get paid weekly.
Out of off of $13, you get paid weekly.
Yeah.
All right. And then okay, now we had the car wash. Then what happened after how you got to go because you had a driver license.
Right.
So what happened next?
Okay, so I went from the car wash, then I started working at LSU on the
Okay.
cleanup crew. So, you know what I'm saying? So I was on a cleanup crew. We was cleaning up the after the football games and basketball games and easy money every week, making overtime. I was bringing home like 14, 1500 a week.
How much that paid?
That job was paying, I want to say 14, 14. So I was 14 plus overtime.
Okay. And how did you lose that job or did you quit?
No, that job, I didn't quit that job. That job, they lost the contract. So when they lost the contract, everybody just, you know what I'm saying, just went on down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so then what happened next?
Basically rolling into 2020, that's when I had my no, I started working at a plant job. I got a plant job dealing with pipes.
And how much that paid?
That was paying 15.
Okay. And how long what happened with that?
I held that one down for a minute till I had my accident with the 18 wheeler when I had my big old wreck.
Yeah, that's the one when you got all that money.
Yeah.
So how you gonna tell the people? Let's talk about that. You had the accident with the 18. How did that accident happen?
Okay, so originally me, my brother-in-law, and my fiance at the time, she was trailing behind us. We was headed to her grandfather's birthday party. And the 18 wheeler, he wound up running the stop sign. I had the right of way, and my car went up under the 18 wheeler trailer, and I got stuck in the car, and they had to cut me out of a car. He wound up getting out the window because he didn't get stuck, so he was all good. So they rushed both us to the hospital. My femur bone is now broken. I got a rod in my left leg. I went to surgery the next day. I was in the hospital for about from November 28th to December 3rd.
Okay. And what was the outcome of that accident? You wound up getting a big settlement, huh?
Yeah, I didn't get this settlement one time. That's we
Okay.
ain't gonna. I could have got it at one time, but me being the average black person, won't
Okay.
borrow money, want stunt sign, get my floss on.
So how much was the full settlement?
The full settlement, if I would never borrow anything, would have been 250,000.
250K, a quarter mil.
Yes, sir.
Uh, with uh, with that being said, you wind up taking loans out on it, right?
Yeah.
So what did you wind up buying with all the money? Like with 250K, how much? What did you buy?
Well, I bought a few whips,
What
bought
kind
some
of whips?
jewelry. I bought an Audi Q8.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a QX a QX Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a Q50 Infinity. I bought a Dodge Ram. I bought a Volkswagen Atlas, a Honda truck, a Honda Pilot. I bought a few whips, bought some clothes, bought some jewelry. I did my thing.
So one, two, three, four. You had six cars.
There you go.
You six cars. You bought some jewelry. You bought some clothes, and you was the man. You was the man. You was the man in the town.
Yeah.
You was doing you.
I was doing me.
You had a fiance.
Yep.
Okay, and so what happened after that? You got the money. You rolling. You got six cars, and what transpired after that? Was
Well,
still hold up.
basically,
Before that, was Gangster still in jail?
yeah, Gangster was in jail. Gangster
Okay,
didn't he currently didn't get released until 2021, I
okay.
believe. No, 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 no. Yeah, 2021, he got released. And he was home a year. And when I hooked up with him after leaving Baton Rouge, falling off, all the money, jury calls, had to convert back to working.
Wait,
He
wait,
had him
wait. So, wait. We ain't gonna speed past all this. You laid up there. You had a quarter million worth of cars, jewelry, and clothes. Nice fiance. You're living, and you
right.
said you wind up leaving Baton Rouge. How long? How long? What year did you leave?
I left Baton Rouge in 2022 of September
2022 of September. So you came home in what year?
2019,
2019 of May.
May 10th.
Okay.
Just-
Okay, and that's when you linked up with Terrence Gangster Williams.
Again.
Again. Oh, after the feds. After the feds, this was the first
Yeah.
time you came to Texas in 2020
22
of September.
in September.
All the cars, all the jewelry, all the clothes gone.
Gone.
How did you lose six cars?
Well, I sold some of my cars when I fell off with the money, so I had to put some money back in my pocket. So I sold some stuff to put a few dollars back in my pocket.
So when did the accident happen?
The accident happened in 2020, November 28th.
2020. So in 2 years you ran through a quarter mil
Yeah.
with loans and all
Well,
that.
I didn't start getting the money. I didn't start getting loans and stuff until like 2021.
So in 1 year you ran across 225 mil. I
Yeah,
mean
getting loans.
thousand.
Yeah,
250,000. So with some people which they making a year's salary, you spent it like it was nothing.
right.
And where you think the money went to? If you had the six cars, you had jewelry, where you think the rest of the money was going to?
Well, the majority of the money, the rest of the money I had left from me getting loans, I was just buying clothes and just splurging, just treating everybody, doing this, doing that, going out, just living life.
Okay, so you just splurged. That's what you just basically did. Splurge the money. You spent it. You spent it like it was coming right back.
Yeah.
You didn't invest none of it in anything.
Nah.
This is around the time you knew me also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is around the time I was talking about crypto and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
How much crypto do you own?
I don't own none.
Okay, okay. Stocks.
None.
So the money you had, you didn't invest it into none. You just bought clothes, cars, and hoes.
There you go.
So the fiance, what happened with her?
Well, we wound up breaking up due to she finding out me cheating on her.
So you cheated on your fiance. This is when the money was going on. After the money left.
When the money was slowly leaving.
So how did you cheat on? I mean, is she still a part of your life? We could talk about it.
No, she's not a part of my life. She's actually moved on with her life. She got a boyfriend. They living together, but I'm still currently talking to Lil Man, her son.
Your renaissance.
Yeah,
You still a father in his life.
still a part of life. Actually, I just come from seeing him on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went over to the family function and we talked, we chilled. Old boy was there, whole man was there. He spoke to me. I spoke to him. We dapped her off. I spoke to her. She spoke to me. And me and the little man, we chilled out. We hung out.
So you felt like, let's be honest, the dude, it's just us talking. Do you feel like she upgraded or downgraded when it came to the boyfriend?
Well, I don't know. I can't say. I don't know his character. I don't know what he do for a living or how he get money. I don't know. So I can't really say that she downgraded or she upgraded. So I can't really speak. I can't really answer that question fully.
Did she look happy?
Yeah, to me, she looked happy like she was where she want to be. She looked the same to me. You know what I'm saying? Gained some weight. Got a little
Like she
thicker.
was finally say gain weight fine.
Yeah, fine.
Real fine. It's a little land back there.
Yeah,
Kind of mystic. Wanted to get a little sample of it if you could.
yeah,
But you
definitely.
couldn't.
I couldn't
Okay, okay. So now you said you cheated on her. How again?
come again.
How did you cheat on her?
Well, over the time we've been together, we was together for 3 years. So over the time, she started like backing off, and like sometimes she wouldn't want to be bothered. And I felt like, well, if you don't want to be bothered, or you don't want to have sex, or you don't want me touching you, it's like you giving me a sign, like you ready for this to end. So me being me, I want some. So if you ain't gonna give it to me,
Go get it
if you ain't gonna
somewhere
get,
else.
I'm gonna get it from out in the streets. And I wound up going to get it out in the streets, but I got caught.
How you got caught?
Sloppy, had the rub in my pocket because I bust some up in the back seat of the car, and she wound up checking my pants pocket, and boom, there go the evidence.
Okay. You said she didn't want you touching her.
Like when I lay down at night and try to hold her, she wouldn't lay up under. She wouldn't want to lay. She didn't want to let me lay up under, hold her. She would like kind of push me off. So she was like kind of rubbing me off, like giving me the cold shoulder.
Hmm. So now that relationship was over, you wind up going to Texas by gangster.
Right.
Uh, how was that? What was the first thing that happened when you got there? Was you what kind of work did you do? How was the procedure? What did you do to get yourself together?
All right, so I started looking for a job, and I ain't stopped until I found one. My first job out there was a car wash.
How
Right,
much that
right.
paid?
They were paying $11 an hour,
Okay.
so I took that plus tips. I was getting tips too, so I took that just to have some money generated in my pocket. until I found me a better job. And when I found me a better job, that's when I came across the warehouse. I was making $20 an hour.
Warehouse 20. So
A
you don't
warehouse
move
called
on up.
APL.
You was
Yeah,
getting the money then 20 an hour because all the other jobs 14, 13. You came to Texas and you got your $20 lick job
getting paid every week.
every week. Money in the bank.
Money in the bank, 40 plus
Doing you.
hours.
Doing you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how long you stay there?
I got that job. I stood that job about, I want to say, almost 6 months. Almost 6 months.
And how you wind up going losing that job?
Well, I wound up quitting, running back to Louisiana. I was talking to a girl, trying to see if we gonna work it. You know what I'm saying? Work it, get back together. You
Which
know,
girl?
Chase,
Which
uh,
girl?
my ex fiance.
So that's the one that didn't want you touching her no more. You was trying to make it work again.
Yeah,
I'm dog crazy. So she didn't want you touching her before she left, but you wanted to try to get back out there and see if you could touch again.
yeah. Maybe she had to change her heart.
Man, what happened when you got out there?
We was talking, we was chilling, but it still was like the same. Like it wasn't really, it wasn't really nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? So I caught the plane out there for Thanksgiving, and I caught the plane for Christmas. Uh, so and then I wound up coming back, going back to work, and then I wound up quitting and staying out there, but that didn't work. So I went from Baton Rouge. Now this one I got on at the temp service, and they sent me to Tennessee. And I tried to work at Tennessee for a little while, tried that work to see how that went. That went all right, but the work stopped. That contract ended, so I went to Alabama. So I did Alabama for a little while. Then their contract stopped. Once Alabama stopped, I shot back to Baton Rouge, trying to see, if I could try it again. Once again, try my hand. That didn't work. I called old Giggity. He shot me on back to Texas.
So you left Texas, you left a $20 hour job to go chase love. You gave up on the money to focus on your heart.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That didn't work, so you wind up in Tennessee chasing the money again.
Then I went to Alabama.
Then you went to Alabama chasing some more money. So you just was on a tour, a work
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
So after the tour stopped, you winded back in Texas.
Right.
And you back with Gangster.
Yeah.
After that,
I wound up getting on at the temp service that you told me about, and I wound up getting on
uh-uh.
at the airport.
Okay. And how long did you stay there?
When I was there, I probably only was there probably about maybe about a month before they fired me because I made a YouTube video and posted it with their uniform on. So I got fired from there for trying to do it. I was currently trying to start my own YouTube page.
Okay. So now, now what's next, man? He looked at me.
All right, so when I got fired from there, I wound up going to another temp service, got on at a warehouse working at Mansfield, held
Say,
that down.
wait. The airport, how much that paid?
If I can recall, I want to say the airport job was paying 14.
Okay, and then you say you wind up in Mansfield. How much doing what?
Working at a warehouse, breaking down cartons, and that job was paying 15.
Okay, and then what happened with that?
Well, I lost that job due to getting into the supervisor, because I
Mm.
felt like he was on some racist stuff.
You
And
run across a lot of races.
yeah,
You run across a lot of racist supervisors is giving.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So I lost that job, and that's when I got hired at Amazon as a picker.
Okay, how much that paid?
They was paying 17 an hour.
Okay.
So I worked there for a little while until I got terminated from there.
Wait, wait,
Due
wait.
to,
Go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
got terminated from there due to medical conditions with the ride in my leg.
All right. And then where you wind up at?
Okay, I went from Amazon, then that's when I started working at Pregis, the old warehouse.
And how much they paid?
They started off at 15, and I started off through the temp, and I got on with the company, and then I went up to 16. And I worked there for about almost a year and a half.
Okay. So around all this time you was at these jobs, you was single?
No, when I was working at Amazon, I was messing, that's when I started messing with Santana.
Okay, that was your lady.
Yeah, that my old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Met on Facebook dating.
And how long you met on Facebook dating Tuesday, right?
Thursday.
He said Thursday. Okay, Thursday you met on Facebook.
I met her Thursday. She
And,
came something Sunday.
mm-hmm,
Monday she was off. So she came by me Sunday morning, early that morning.
mm-hmm.
Stood Sunday, Monday. She was supposed to leave to go to work. She did leave, went to work, but she was supposed to be going home. But something happened, and I wound up moving in.
So you met her Thursday, she moved in Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So y'all moved a little fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you working at Amazon, that's when you met her. At the warehouse after Amazon, you still was with her.
Yeah.
Okay, and y'all was staying together. You had roommates at the time, I'm not mistaken, right?
Right.
And then y'all wind up leaving that situation.
Right.
And y'all went what? What happened there?
Oh, we went to Fort Worth, stood by our mama for a little while, for about a month, and then we got our own spot.
So you left a situation where y'all had your own spot to go stay with her mama.
Right.
And then y'all just needed a month to shake back and y'all went got your own shit.
Right.
And how long did y'all stay in that?
Um, we stood together for we stood in there about 3 months,
3 months, and then what happened?
got evicted.
What you got evicted for?
Non-payment of rent.
So with two persons with income, how much was the
No,
rent?
what? One person income, one person.
Who was the one person?
Me.
So when she
She
had a job when you met her.
she lost her job due to falling asleep on the job.
So both of y'all like to sleep. So both of y'all some good sleepers, huh?
Yeah.
That's one thing y'all got in common.
Yeah.
All right, so she fell asleep on the job. She lost her job. You holding the weight as a man. You holding it down for
Right.
her. After 3 months of holding it down for her, you needed a little help.
Right. But once we got evicted, I wound up snatching another spot and we tried it again.
And what happened?
Well, things didn't work out. I lost my job as a security guard due to my charge that I went to jail for. And she got tired of holding it down, paying bills because she working. She was back working, but she got tired of paying the bills. We used to always fuss, all get fight, all on the road, interstate, everywhere, just anywhere.
Fighting, just tearing it down,
Fight,
boxing.
Walmart parking lot, wherever it
Wherever it
started.
was enough space for y'all to square off.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very
So
toxic in a relationship.
yeah. So we wound up breaking up again. I put out. Once I put out this time here, that's when I shot down to Louisiana where I'm currently at now in Gonzales, Louisiana. I've been to the city. I've been in Baton Rouge, moving around, moving and grooving. Still got that moving to do.
Okay, so this is where we at now. You also did security in Baton Rouge before, huh? Weren't you security at the club and the gambling spots and all that?
Yeah, from 2019 all the way up to 2022, I did security.
You was
Toting guns
armed.
on my way. Yeah,
You
armed
armed
security
security.
gun.
Yeah.
Armed security.
Even though you just got released from the feds.
Yeah, still taking
Sound about
penitentiary chances.
sound about right. Uh so now TikTok, we here today, right? So I wrote some notes, I put my notes together, for this interview, right? And I
Right,
got that you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You had 6 jobs in Baton Rouge,
right.
right? And then you laid up there and went to Texas, and you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. You also
Six sound like a lucky number.
you also had a job in Tennessee, right?
Right,
And you also had a job in Alabama.
right.
So that's 14 jobs you had, and you wind up now. You're back in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
What you doing now?
Right now, currently working at McDonald's in Gonzales.
Why you turn your shirt? Why you turn it down?
Back at McDonald's. Let the people see I'm back at McDonald's.
Man? So you left Baton Rouge to go to Texas, left Texas to go back to Baton Rouge. Then you went to Alabama. Then you went to Tennessee. Then you came back to Texas only to go back to Baton Rouge.
There you go.
So what's the plans for you now, man?
All right, so now I'm gonna say I'm currently working on getting my driver license. I thought I was gonna get it this time, but I got played. They sold me some fake driver license.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm actually at the Waffle House. Got an interview. Trying to get on at the Waffle House. They paying more. They paying 15. So I'm gonna currently leave McDonald's and I'm gonna try Waffle House
Where you at
until
right now? The
I'm
Waffle House
currently
you at now.
I'm currently standing in front of the Waffle House
Where you trying to get on at?
at the Waffle House.
Or what you gonna be there?
I'm gonna be a cook.
Okay, good cooker. You good? You're a good cook.
Yeah,
What you do at McDonald's?
I'm the maintenance man. I was the cook. I moved up to the maintenance man.
And what you do? What kind of maintenance you do at McDonald's?
Filter the grease. Keep the stove clean. Like wipe down the walls. Keep stuff in order. It's not just me. It's me and about three other maintenance men at a time.
Man, so I didn't even know McDonald's had that position, man. I'm learning from you, bro. I learned a lot today, bro. Is there any plans on you returning back to Texas?
As of now, not right, not at this moment, but we'll see where this journey gonna take me.
You always seem to know when to call gangster and use your trump card and get back in. Is you saving that in the back pocket?
Yeah, I got that. I got that in my back pocket.
Yeah, for some reason you always save the day for you. If
Always
if it was any changes you could have made or not have done, what would that be?
changes from what?
The mistakes you made. I mean, you had 14 jobs. You spent
Well, if I
250K.
could have rewind everything, I would have done. I would have done things better for us. Try to hold on a job for as long as possible instead of just jumping from job to job, because at the end of the day, that really don't look good when you go from job to job in a short period of time. That just make it looks like you really just suck at working and you can't really hold a job down. So with that being said, got to be more better with your work ethic. That's why I say this time here with the job I got now and the job I'm trying to get, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna do my best to hold this one down long as possible until I find something better where I won't get fired from here and have to go look for something. Or
Uh,
or I want to get on to the road of getting my credit right so I can be successful and try to get a my own business where I can work for myself. Like, CryptoGeezy and Terrence Gangster Williams. Shout out to y'all boys. You know, y'all came a long way.
uh, at this present time, I know you say you had 6 cars. What kind of car do you have now?
I
You also
currently
had a
don't have.
car in Texas, huh?
Yeah, I just had a Chrysler 200.
And Christ, so that's 7 cars you had. Chrysler.
Yeah,
What happened to that?
for non-payment, a co-payment got repoed.
Why you laughing, man? You making me laugh.
Hey man,
Yeah, 7 cars. So what car you got now?
I currently don't have a car. I'm
Okay.
walking now.
All right. And you said you wind up getting your own spot in Texas with you and your ex. You kicked out and you left to go back to Baton Rouge. Where are you staying?
I'm currently staying with my homeboy and his wife for right now until I can get on my feet.
Hmm. Okay. So is there anything that you learned from this situation that you might want to tell to the people that's watching this?
Well, I learned a lot from the situation. This situation here, it just shows that you can have money one day and it could be gone the next. So
Go on next.
it could.
Yeah, clearly.
And if I had a chance to redo it again to get that 250, I would get with somebody who could help me manage it more better and help me start a business because at the time when I got it, I didn't have nobody around me to help me manage it. I was just splurging like I was Birdman. I was just throwing it in the air, and that wasn't how it was supposed to go, but hey, it went like that. So what's done is done. Can't bring it back.
Is it I heard you say you was doing a YouTube video. Do you still have the YouTube channel?
No, I don't have my YouTube channel anymore because what I was trying to talk about with the calls from back in the days, because I was a part of a call club called Motivation Boys. They're not doing that no more, so they're on to bigger and better things. So I currently just fell off with that. But I say if I do start another YouTube page, another YouTube channel, I'm gonna pick a topic that I know that it catch people's eyes.
Like
Well,
what? Give an example.
okay, like maybe I can tell people about my life, how I grew up, how I lost my mama at a young age, because some people still out, a lot of people out here they still got their mama. I lost my daddy. I don't know where he's at. A lot of people still got their daddy. So if I talk about a lot of positive things, maybe people will start, looking into it. But I don't have no fantastic life or no extravagant life that I can talk about like Terrence Vance Williams had his life, So I'm gonna just try to see where that's gonna go and see if I can make money off of that. Got to start somewhere.
Do you miss Terrence Gangster Williams?
Oh yeah, that's my dog. I talked to him every other day.
Hmm. So, is there any social media that people can look and follow you on if they want help or do anything or get any advice? I got some good jobs that might you want to apply for. Where can they find you?
At the time, I had my Instagram on my Facebook, but I'm currently gonna be starting me a new page on the Facebook. Maybe I don't know yet. I ain't thought about it, but I got Facebook and I got Instagram. You know, you can check me out on that on Instagram, Joseph Collins.
Why? What happened to your Facebook?
Well, it's still there. I really don't be on it because I don't be having time just to be on Facebook. I don't have no reason just to be on strolling on Facebook. Like some people, they'll just be strolling. I don't have time to be just strolling.
So you most likely on more. You strolling on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll be on Instagram more, so you can find me on that. Joseph Collins.
Okay. Well, that's. I appreciate your time, bro. What you got going on now? What you about to get into?
I'm actually about to go back in here in the Waffle House because I met me a older broad. You know, we about to finish chopping it up. You know, she gave me a free meal. You know what I'm saying? Got my belly right.
Can we see her?
Huh?
Can we see her?
Well, she's in the back right now
We'll
working
wait.
on. Not right now. Maybe next time.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming through, bro. I appreciate taking the time out, coming blessing my channel, bro. But
Hey
that
man,
said,
anytime, man.
oh yeah, if the people, if y'all want to see motivational Mike come back and talk again, y'all make sure y'all comment, y'all let me know, and we're gonna have him back, man. We might start a series to see what he got going to transition from BR to Dallas, back to BR, back to Dallas, back to BR, back to Dallas, back to BR. Let's see what we got going on, y'all. With that said, y'all, we out of here. Thank you.
CryptoGeezy.
There you go.
Man, see money checking in, man. CryptoGeezy all the way from Chirac, man. That's my man from New Orleans. You know, shout out CryptoGeezy.
You know Tay Savage, man. You know we fucking with CryptoGeezy, man. You know that.
Hey, what up, man? They go up alive, man. Shout out CryptoGeezy, man.
Shout out to CryptoGeezy. Fangoon Business. And Fangoon Muhammad is my YouTube channel. Log in, subscribe, and deal with me. Fact, not opinion. Bad.